guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, my name is Sky and I am 19 years old. Therefore, I was the first year through the new GCSEs in 2017. Not the sciencey ones, but maths and English. So here is my advice on how to ace the new GCSE English Language course. I also did a video on the GCSE English Literature course. I will possibly link that down below if I remember. Please check that one out as well if you're interested. So like all subjects, English is no different. Complete mocks and do practice essays as and when you can. The more practice you have, the easier the exam should be. Download a word a day app. Part of the English language mark scheme for the actual writing section is to have a wide vocabulary. You could pick just a select few that you can use well and you know you'll be able to incorporate into any style of writing. Use it in your essays that your teachers will mark to check that you're using it correctly, and therefore that will help you to reach those marks. Another way to extend your vocabulary is also reading, but honestly, if you don't have the time at GCSE, like I did not have the time to read at GCSE. If you don't have the time, that is fine. Similarly, play Boggle and Scrabble. If you play it online, you'll end up learning so many new words from these computers that come up with like words that haven't been used in 100 years. Or it is also very easy just to Google British uncommon words and you will find a lot. However, if you are doing that, I would advise you to be careful, as some words are a bit informal, therefore would not be appropriate in certain writing sections. Like, you can't go and use slang from Shakespeare's time, because at the end of the day it is still slang. Likewise, also just Google a sentence example so you know how to use the word properly. Additionally, what has happened to my hair? Please just ignore my hair. Like, I tried to do it cute and it's literally just fallen out in the middle of this video, so moving on. Additionally, I would advise making lists. This is what I did. Hopefully I will insert some pictures here. So make lists like this of conventions as well as connectives, so it makes it very clear for you to just quickly look over and revise just before that exam. Expanding on this, write your story beforehand and do it to the highest possible standard you can. Redraft it again after that. Make sure you've got that extended vocabulary in there and everything like that. Get your teachers to mark it, use their advice to improve on it, and just keep doing it until it is the best it can be. Grade 9 standard if possible. In doing that, also make sure that the story is sufficiently short, so long enough that it will count as a story appropriately, however short enough that you could possibly also give yourself some extra time in the exam, because then all you need to do is memorize that story word for word. Then you can go into that exam and write that story as is, and believe me, my entire class did this. Yes, you have to choose a title, but there are always options for the title. You just choose the title that your story matches best, and honestly, the examiners don't even really look at the title. Like, if the story doesn't match the title exactly, it doesn't matter, or you can just adjust the story tiny bits to make it match. But honestly, doing this will save you so much stress and you'll go into that exam feeling like you've already banked a good set of marks. Personally, my story was quite long, but I got that used to writing it that it only took me 15 minutes to write. I went into there and I blitzed it and I wrote it in 15 minutes, and then I had all of the other time just to spend on the other section of the exam. So if you can make it as short as you possibly can whilst it being long enough to be suffice, you will give yourself like extra time for the rest of it, which obviously doesn't hurt. And do the same as this for a review. This could be on a book or a film or whatever. Obviously, like, they can't say write a review on Harry Potter, because if you've not read it, it's not fair. So normally I believe they would let you choose your own book or film or whatever that may be. Therefore, write it beforehand. Just write your review to the highest possible standard of whatever book you choose and just memorize that. I would actually choose something like Harry Potter, to be honest, something that is both a book and a film, so you've got both ways covered if they do ask for one specifically. And then if you are very lucky to have that come up in your exam, you will be able to blitz it. However, I know that doing GCSEs means you have lots of other subjects, so please don't feel too bad if you don't get the time to do that. It's not going to be the end of the world if you have to make it up on the spot in the exam, because that is what the majority of students will do. But if you do want to get ahead, then that is what I would advise doing. Likewise, just to be extra prepared, when I was doing my GCSEs, I made typical topic mind maps. So I did a mind map of recycling and then a mind map of school dinners, and I had off all these ideas of things that I could write about, and actually doing that led to me learning about how certain phrases would link to any topic whatsoever. So I already had that tick. Like, I didn't have to sit in the exam and think, oh, what's another word that starts with A? Like, I didn't have to do that because I'd already got my phrase before I went into that exam. Therefore, waste as little time as possible thinking. If you already have half of the exam in your brain, there's not that much they can throw at you. So I'm just going through some of my old pieces of work, and this is literally why I'm filming this video. I'm ready to get rid of all this GCSE stuff now, but I thought I might as well make these videos for you whilst I have the resources still available to me. I made things like this, a literal English glossary, just explains all of the key words for me in case I ever got confused. And then I have all of these mind maps, so this is literally how basic, quick and easy it was. It does not have to look pretty at all. Just chuck all of your ideas on a page, and honestly you should remember it a lot better just by writing it out. I did one on student jobs and work experience, recycling, Area, teenage health, as examiners often like to ask you about things that they think you will relate to. This is my list of connectives, and this is my word bank. So I wrote up a list of really uncommon words with the definitions next to them, and then I just starred the ones that I was used to using and I like to use. Put accentuate on there. I just obviously never heard that word before. That is not uncommon. Demoniac. Half of these words I can't even pronounce, which is why I really don't want to say them to you. Cogitate. Amelioration. A process of making something better. Velleity. A wish or inclination not strong enough to lead to action. Ambrosia. I'm sure there's a custard or rice pudding that's called ambrosia. Yeah, there is. Well, that's why it's called ambrosia, in case you didn't know, because ambrosia actually means something very pleasing to taste or smell. Factotum, alexithymia, neophyte, tyro, adulate, quondam, etc, etc. Chase, challenge, change. Often the exams will also ask you to write about things that are quite emotive and empowering. Caring Catholic community, that typical old one you just throw in there. I, however, don't think any of these topics actually came up in my exam. I think it was about pets that came up in my exam, which was actually good and bad for me, I suppose, as my dog had just died and I ended up just writing a poem that I had already written, and it was like I was meant to write a letter and I wrote a poem. So yeah, don't do that. Like, actually follow the instructions of what it says. If it says write a letter, don't write a poem like I did, but I already had this poem stuck in my head, so that's what I just wrote. I used to think this was so good, and reading it back now, it's like it's really not that good. Although obviously, like, I wrote these at 3 AM in the morning because schools are just ridiculous with the amount of work they give you and expect you to do, which just doesn't help. And that is a completely different video that will probably be coming out soon about the grievances I have with the school system and everything that is wrong with it. Stay tuned for that video. So yes, this is definitely not my best pieces of work. However, it was better than nothing, and I'm sure you can come up with things a lot better than that. There you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope this video helped you out a little bit, and if you have any other suggestions on how you should revise for your GCSE English language exam, then comment down below so you can share with other people and help them ace their exams as well. Thanks for watching. Bye!